Well, my background has mainly been in financial markets. In fact, throughout most of my career, I've spent time overseas in London, time in New York. I have worked for money managers. I have worked for Wall Street firms, banks. But what that has given me is a little bit of a vantage point that is different than other people have about the world. I mean, there are specialists who focus on economics, for example. There are specialists who think about different aspects of finance. But one of the things that I've learned as a sort of a markets person is I understand the sort of people aspect. I understand that emotions are very important part of the equation in terms of what happens in the financial world. And from my perspective, I think having been here, having been elsewhere, it opens you up to different ways of thinking, how different individuals and different cultures respond. And I think it forces you to look beneath the veneer in some respects. And that has given me, I think, some advantages as an observer, which I guess I used as a sort of platform for some of the books that I've written. Now, some of those books include, my first book is actually an overview of the stock market. It really kind of defined how certain elements had changed, the way the stock market had worked over really over the past decade or two. And in fact, that got me to thinking about the tone and really the theme of my second book, which was called Financial Armageddon. Now, we sort of started with the stock market with my first book, moved on to the sort of US and its economy in the second book, and then really thought about the sort of geopolitical, bigger term picture with the last book, which was called When Giants Fall. That came out in February of 2009. So that's a little bit about my background. 3 books, a long time experience sort of interacting with and observing markets and economics and financial circumstances and how people react to, for example, incentives and how people act when confronted with choices.